Well, hello and welcome back to the channel, but just in case you're new here, my name is Mike, and in this video I'm going to be doing another review for a Trick or Treat Studios prop replica, and one that I'm super excited about, because I've been waiting, I think about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, give a little, take a little, something like that. But today in the mail, I finally received the Spiral from the Book of Saw, Mr. Snuggles prop replica. He's right here. He's in my hand, and I simply cannot wait to get him out of the box. But I'm not gonna do it without y'all. He's still strapped in, as you can see. We're gonna take our first looks at him together, and I cannot wait. So without further ado, let's slice right into it. All right, everybody, here he is, Mr. Snuggles. He's in the box, and he can't wait to come out. I'm really sorry about this glare, but it's not going to be there very long. I know you guys can see my mug in the reflection. How you guys doing? But we're going to get through the box super quick so we can get on to the figure himself. As we come down, everything looks super cool in box, except for right down here. I do have some paint scrapes on the front of my plastic window box here, and I'm not quite sure where those came from, because if you look at the figure himself, he's strapped in a way where I don't think any of his body parts are be able to touch it. But the strangest thing is some of these are definitely on the inside while others are on the outside. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm an out-of-box collector anyway, so I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. And even if I wasn't in box, I would just politely ask for an exchange, no biggie. Come down here, Spiral from the Book of Saw, Mr. Snuggles puppet replica. Trick or Treat Studios. The side of the box, again, is really cool. I was taking a look at this earlier, and it's all the spiral imagery, from the background, from all the promotional stuff when the film was coming out, all the cool imagery from the film. And on the back is a really cool full body shot of Mr. Snuggles himself. He's got his hat, his uniform, he's got his gun, he's ready to go. Mr. Snuggles puppet replica, Trick or Treat Studios, and the barcode. Same thing on this side of the box. To let you guys know straight away, he is about 16.5 inches tall once he's out of his box. His box appears to be a little bit bigger than that, but he's about 16.5 inches tall. So let's get him out of this box, and let's take a closer look at him for the first time right now together. All right, here he is, everyone, outside of his box. And right before we start talking about him, I want to let you guys know that, in case you don't know, this prop right here, this replica, is actually sculpted by Mark Anthony. And if you guys don't know who Mark Anthony is, he's actually the owner of the Scary Closet. And the Scary Closet is like a boss in the community for replicas and masquerie halls and things of that nature. So you can definitely check out his website if you want to. He's got all this really cool stuff. And he's the master in the replica department. And he's the one that sculpted this. So I just wanted to make sure I put that out there right away before we got looking at him. So here we go. So everything, as you guys can see the detail here, everything from his hat, his face, his hands, and his feet, these are all like hard, like a no, I think it's a harder vinyl than like a 3/8 statue, but still it's it's all vinyl. Same thing with his ears, it's all vinyl, nice hard vinyl, very durable, very durable. If he falls or something, he's not going to break, he's not going to crack or anything of that nature. So I really like how durable he appears. His hat does not come off, that is glued onto his head. And if you can see the details and the painting is really, really well done. The white dots on his bottom lip, the white dots across his eyes, all accurate to the film. Even these little screw hinges here that keep his ears on, just like the film. Now, granted, in the film, there was strings because he's a puppet. The film version of this puppet was, I mean, obviously a puppet. He was much more articulated in his arms and legs. You know, he was much more wiggly. This one is not, but that's, you know, for good reason. But yeah, so unfortunately, we're not going to be able to display him with his ears up. I don't believe, unless you can maybe you can. Maybe you can finagle these in just a certain way till for them to stand up. So maybe it's definitely possible. Or of course, if you wanted to make a puppet out of him, you could do that too. If you want to hang him from your ceiling or something like that when you go to display him. But in other words, they're kind of just going to lay flat, and he kind of looks like a Kind of looks like a dog after you yelled at him for doing something bad, like pissing on the carpet or something, you know? But either way, I really love the detail. Like, he looks kind of beat up and he looks, you know, unfinished and stuff, but that's how he looked in the film too, and that's what I really like about it. You know, William Shank was not quite the artist and the engineer that John Kramer was, so naturally this this puppet was going to look raggedy and shraggy. And he does, you know, if you look at his outfit, it's very dirty. It's actually coming apart. Like a couple of these little loose frays here, I think I might just personally cut these off. There's a couple on here that I see that I think I'm just going to cut those off. But in other words, I really do like how weathered and dirty it looks. I love his badge. Totally accurate to the film. The 2 buttons, totally accurate. More dirt and grime on his outfit here. Really, really like how he looks. I like the suit underneath. Looks very dirty too, which I like. You know, they didn't keep that, you know, baby clean white. That would have sucked. The silver stripes on his collars here I really like. Again, all screen accurate. His vinyl hands. His hands do not really turn. They're kind of stuck in that position, which is totally okay with me. He shouldn't have to do anything too fancy with his hands, and that's totally okay there. Same thing with his other hand, and it's actually the same thing with his feet as well. They are the vinyl, and they don't really turn from side to side. No articulation there. But as for in terms of articulation and posability, if you're familiar with Trick or Treat Studios, Chucky dolls, Tiffany dolls, all that stuff. This guy is built the same way. His entire body, his arms and everything is the polyurethane, I believe it is, foam. And if you can see right there, it's all foam, and there's a wire body throughout him, so he's completely posable. So if you want to bend his arms a certain way, you want to bend his legs a certain way, he is fully posable in the body. I know the original Good Guy doll that came out years ago, people were bending the shit out of him and the foam started to break down after time. So I particularly don't want to bend this guy too much, but you can bend him to get him in your desired position, and you won't have any problems with that whatsoever. I really, really love this prop, and I think for the price point, I think he's well worth it. I certainly think if you're a Spiral fan, if you're a collector, I think this guy is definitely a go-ahead. I think this is a buy. This is an A+ for me. I really, really love this prop. He just looks so cool, so weathered, so realistic. You know, even the skimps in the paint job, I feel like is all done on purpose, again, because of the character. You know, Mr. Snuggles was never supposed to look top tier, you know. He doesn't look quite as good as Mr. Billy, but that's also done by design, and I really love that. And of course, we got to talk about his pistol. Yes, he comes with his pistol just like he has in the movie, that he likes to point at all the cops and letting them know, you know, that they done fucked up. So this is really cool. I love this. And yes, it does actually fit in his hand. All you have to do is kind of wedge it between his thumb and his fingers like this, and he will hold it. This guy's a little bit of a pain in the neck to film, so I'm kind of holding the camera and talking at the same time, or else I would show you guys. I would put it in his hand right now. Maybe I can here. Let's see. Maybe I could do this one-handed. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So he does hold his hand. If you, again, he's bendable, so you can raise his arm any way you want and have him pointing the pistol if you so choose to. But I love this guy. I love the paint job. There's not a whole lot to say. Love the detail. Love the sculpt. Everybody involved knocked it out of the park. I love him. I can't wait to see him on the collection in a DTOF, and he's going to look amazing. I wanted to get him as a tattoo, but out of context, for someone that doesn't know the film, he is a little bit offensive, so I don't know how people would take to this on my skin if they didn't know what it was. So I unfortunately might not be able to get a tattoo of Mr. Snuggles, but maybe someday. We'll have to just wait and see. It would be on my leg, so maybe a lot of people wouldn't see it. So again, was a closer look at Mr. Snuggles, Trick or Treat Studios. He was just recently released. Here he is, Spiral from the Book of Saw. Okay, everybody, wait 1 minute before we go into the outro. I was just messing with him to get him in his DTOF, and I was wrong. I'm sorry, Trick or Treat Studios. I didn't give you enough credit. Yes, you can display him with his ears up. What it is these little screw bolts that are in his head. These actually, you can physically turn those, and then as you see, you just angle the circles to just kind of run opposite each other. and they will stay in place. So yes, you can display him with his ears up. My bad, my bad, my bad. If you pause the video to comment that, I appreciate it, because you knew more than I did outside the box. He now looks even better. Did I say it was an A+? An A++. For about $200, I think this is an absolute home run. My enthusiasm, you can hear it, my voice just went up. Now looking at him with his ears up, I cannot wait to put him in one of these DTOFs right over here, and he's going to look amazing in the collection. Or maybe I'm going to put him over here. I got another DTOF to put up, still in the box behind me. All right, guys, now we can go into the outro. But of course, I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching another one of my videos. It really, really does mean a lot to me. And if I could ask just one thing, it's go down in the comment section below and let me know what y'all thought of this review for this prop replica puppet. Also, let me know if you're going to pick one up for yourself, and especially if you're even a fan of the movie Spiral, because I know it's kind of 50-50. It seems split down the line, people who love it and people that hate it. I personally love it, but that's a different video for a different time. So if you would like a more personal look at my life of horror and you want to talk a little bit more, get to know each other, or maybe share some of your collections or some of your pieces, I got two ways to do it for you guys. Number one, you could follow me on Instagram right there if you're interested. Or I do have a Facebook group that I opened for all of us called This Is Our Design, where we can join, geek out, and share all together. I will put a link down in the description below for that. So again, with all that being said, my name is Mike, and this is my design.